Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Nottingham. It is UKU Nationals EUCR West, and we have the mixed final coming up for you now. It is Reading against SMOG. Both sides undefeated on the weekend and generally haven't even necessarily been pushed that far.
We're back in the booth and back in action for our second final of the day. I've been blessed to get to call both of them and watch them up here from this lovely vantage point. This time it's the mixed division and two teams that are well acquainted with each other and are well acquainted with championship level ultimate. And that is Reading, representing Reading of course, and SMOG representing the North. When I was over in America, they needed a city for each club, so they went with Durham. But you know, there's a couple of different cities around there that they can be attributed to. Both teams with a lot of depth, a lot of ability to play through different ranges of players, especially something SMOG have been focusing a lot this season has been evening things out, because in the past Reading have done a great job of clamping down on some of their bigger names and trying to like put the pressure there. So SMOG, to counteract that, spent the rest of the season evening out. And the Reading here, of course, coming off the back of a quarter-final berth at the Worlds. And let's be honest, a couple of centimetres away from making it to the semi-finals in the All-European quarter-final that they had against the Finns. But right now it's all about what they can do against SMOG here in Nottingham. So
SMOG starting on offence, wearing the right. Bennett putting it deep, and it is bang on the money. Tom Bennett to Tessa Hun has worked so many times in the past, and it comes good once again as SMOG take an early 1-0 lead.
So hard to contain.
Nice little leading pass there, trying to get Thompson in power position, resetting back to Lees instead, moving Hutchison on the mark to find Bennett. Bennett with a lovely inside, hits Collier in space. Watts on the mark, and Collier threads that through to Thompson in the end zone. SMOG back on top 3-2.
Thompson, well set up cup, well executed throw, and SMOG hold on to possession despite the turnover.
Yeah, first turnovers of the game we've seen.
They create the space. Can they execute in it?
Roberts leading pass to Hogan. Think about him more as a handler, but if you take your eyes off him, he's more than happy taking that space in the end zone. Wilson comes free at that front option. Lewis, that throw pops up over the head of Lewis, and Spears snatches it away. It was a good opportunity. The window was there, just didn't execute on it. SMOG now with another opportunity for the game's first break. Lucy Hyde back into the backfield for Spears. Looking a little bit unruly, that hair. Expert high snag there from Williams, saying no, flat no to the conservation of greatness, as bangs it deep for Naden, who boxes out and now goes to the end zone. SMOG draw first blood with the break.
Brilliant work by Naden.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ulti.TV. ulti.net.
I think he's thinking about the deep look there. Instead, really fires that for Cordron on the far side. Picks up quickly to Lewis.
Great help defense by SMOG.
SMOG's really slowing things down there, but Williams was poaching and snaffled that one away. And Williams looking big for Spears, who goes coast to coast for another SMOG break, 7-4.
That was incredible. That was incredible by SMOG. If you want to talk about team, to pull out across, shut down that option as they turn to reset and they try to balance where is this going to be coming from. They leave a little bit too much hang, allowing Williams to steal through and just take that one away from the intended receiver, Rosie Coward. No hesitation by Williams. He sees Spears down the pitch and just unleashes him. One shot, one knockout blow potentially.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they do go back to that. I think you've got to credit SMOG's defense as well for trying to stop those options and shutting them down well. Here is the aforementioned deep shot. Roberts. Wilson fumbles, but catches for the sloppy seconds. Keep an eye on Joe Brown, see if he's able to get back on the field. Here's Turton for SMOG, going to Helen Thompson. Thompson short to Lees. Wow, an outstretched arm just beyond the paw of Hutchison. Thompson looking for that inside channel. Plows it well. Turton back to Bennett. Bennett zips that one in there to SMOG, and that is an 8-5 half-time lead. Tidswell with the score.
With synonymous smoothness, Bennett just hitting the front corner. Great cut as well from Tidswell.
Spears will now try and power the D-line offense to another break. Squeezing it to Williams down the sideline. I thought for a second he was going to look big, and now he is shooting deep for Naden. Can she get it? Yes, she can! It's another SMOG break. 9-5.
Dream start to the half. Cheers to Williams. Williams to Naden. I mean, it's a well-worn and established connection, and something that has seen them get scores all over the world, and now here in Nottingham for a big-time break.
Hill to Bignall. Well, that's 2 passes now for Reading. Bignall finds Lewis in plenty of space. Roberts is so poached on the far side, and Hogan clears through to free that up. Here's Bignall. Lewis is gone, but they're looking underneath. Again, I think Reading could try and get the deep game back into their offense. It would do them wonders as Hogan celebrates before Lewis makes the catch. He knew it was good, and Reading close it up a little bit, 9-6.
Glasgow next week, which we will also be broadcasting for free ulti.TV. Tune in if you want to join us on the punning and what we'd like to describe as ulti.TV after dark style commentary. But right now, it is Reading who are looking for a light to follow back into this game. And I like that cover as well from Klima, where she stepped across to stop the swing around, forces the slightly more difficult inside.
Yeah, of course, what we think doesn't necessarily matter unless, of course, they ask us directly. No, unfortunately not. It's all about the players on the field coming to a resolution they're happy with, and any call is retracted. Disc stays with Palmer. Oh, tosses that high release, and somehow Withers catches. I think there was a question about whether it was up or down, and they've called it up and are ready to go. Just conscious of the environmental impact. So
afraid of the world we might be passing on to our children.
Yes, so wasn't out in Worlds, but of course Nottingham a lot closer to home. Knights just outside the end zone. Reading looking for their first break. Fakes that to Scott. Still rising. It's going to be over the head of Palmer and into the waiting clutches of Tom Bennett.
And then just gets it rolling.
I feel like it's a bit static in the back, though. I want to see them follow these discs, demand it back, really run it through.
Well, then they just need to keep giving it to Tidswell, because that's somebody who's there.
Bennett sides it through, leaves with the pop to Grossman for 11-7.
So conditions starting to make themselves a bit more present.
Lewis in the red zone here now are Reading. Really zipping that one into Roberts just outside. Roberts to Hogan for the score, 11-8.
And he attacked that with some venom. I mean, Andrew Patterson wasn't exactly close, but was near enough by to make him a little bit nervous. And again, Reading are keeping it just close enough.
Earn the turn and just can't do anything with it. Thompson to Lees. Grossman trying to get Thompson attacking the front cone. No! Oh, the foot block from Wong. But is this a foul?
So this is just my little tidbit on how you can tell sometimes from a distance. Replays. Now, see the way she puts her hands down on her thighs to think about it? That to me is like, I think it was clean. If they put your hand across your hand and you're like,
Well, it's uncontested.
Well, there you go then. Shows what I know. God, I love a good foot block.
Football.
Right now, he's going to have to bid. Just a
football.
Huge layout block. Unbelievable stuff on the front corner of the end zone.
Maybe just that boost of energy they needed. Huge swing pass and a great grab there from Spear.
No, ultimate, Benji. This is ultimate.
Grossman getting into a high stall situation. All the edge might take this away from Collier, but he catches it despite the advances of Danny Ryle. Bennett wants to lash it into Turton, not to the end zone just yet. Gill attacking the front cone, no. Turton looking for reset. Oh, Bennett palms it, and Bignall just smacks it to the floor. I think he wanted to take off deep, but there was no one immediately to pick it up, so they will just go for a slow start instead. The initial play is Bennett And Bennett wants to float this one. Oh, it's a tricky read for Turton. And Palmer just enough to get in the way.
I think that's all down to Palmer with the help defense. That play came off pretty much perfectly. Really well set up, and it just looked like Turton had acres of space and time to get there. And you know with Bennett, that throw is going to come, and it's going to be catchable. But brilliant, brilliant pressure from Palmer.
And he's put my eyes in as well. And Hutchison looking for the big bomb to Bignall. Towards the far sideline. Has he got it? Reading have their first break.
What a way to get it. You're having trouble generating flow. Well, then just get the score in one pass. I mean, it seems like a pretty easy solution to that persistent problem.
Just huck it full field. I mean, forehead. Easy. Lees wants the swing to Bennett, but doesn't see it. Thompson faking the big. You could see there. Ben Wilson flashing into the lane. But Thompson recognises that well. Goes to Tidswell on the sideline. Oh, Klima. No way!
That was insane! Obviously, we're going to wait to hear them discuss it, but
yeah,
Klima, with the bid, I was like, that's an impressive bid. And then to see her retain possession.
I mean, I thought when this throw got up that this would be Thompson's disc for sure. I mean, it might still be Thompson's disc.
It's so hard. Thompson's body's kind of right in the line of our camera, so it's difficult for us to see. You can see the Reading players freaking out. That's a great catch.
Actually, a good result.
It's a tough, because like if you both caught it at the same time, that's going to go to the offense, and if you both caught it within like milliseconds of each other, how could anybody possibly know? So it's a tough one. I think
if you want to pay for us to get super slow-mo high vision cameras on every sideline, patreon.com/ulti.TV.
Every little helps.
Or every lot.
I mean, that would also help.
So disc back in Tidswell's clutches. That's a much easier up line to Lees. Lees, he wants big. He's got Turton isolated deep. Has she beat Caldwell? Yes, she has. 12-9. Still trying to get that isolation set up to Roberts. The high release will get it done. He's caught their only goal, their only break so far. And this time he looks like he wants to throw this assist, but that one you could see it hold up in the wind. Klima was the target, but in the end it was Thompson who brought it down.
Great recovery by Thompson. I have no idea how Klima got that free in the first place, but maybe a little bit of a baiting by Thompson, recognizing where the wind is. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, on the far sideline, Hunt. Lee squirrels his way through, and Hunt saw a window where I did not. But thankfully Lee saw it as well. Thompson down to Tidswell. Gets the disc back a little bit behind her, but not a problem. There's the hooter, finish the point, add one. That'll be our score cap. Thompson down the line to Lees. 13-10, game to 14. Here's Hogan, finds Leicester in miles of space. No one even really in the same postcode. At the freedom of the East Midlands. Lewis on this near sideline. Wilson gives it back to Lewis. Can he find it through to Coward? No. Caudron might be the option instead, but he goes to Roberts. She's going to find Caudron past the bidding defender, taking advantage of players out of position. Caudron goes back to Hogan. Roberts basically screaming for it on the far sideline. I think just a bit passive there from Reading, and it allowed SMOG to get that defense into position. Lewis low, a brilliant, brilliant catch there from Rosie Coward.
Going to be 4 women matching for what could be potentially the last point of the mixed championships.
Yeah, Reading need to break, or it's SMOG's crown once more. Lees to Thompson for the first pass. Is this the possession? Thompson, there's a lot of space, but this one is popped up. Brilliant high grab from Turton. Climbs Jacob's ladder and descends, and wants to end it all in style. Looking for Collier. SMOG are champions once more.
Absolutely stellar play. And I mean, if you're going to take the crown, you might as well do it with a little bit of swagger. What a catch, what a shot. Well collected and well deserved by the Northerners, defending their title and taking it home once more.
Yeah, disappointing World Championships maybe, but they firmly put that behind them here with a strong powerhouse performance against Reading. Had a good tournament, but just came up against what looked like a juggernaut in this game.
And let's just take a moment to have a big shout out, because, you know, be a little few concerns about Ultimate and how far it's growing. You can see 2 absolute clubs here in the mixed division 100%. Of the UK. I mean, SMOG and Reading define that. Reading with over 100 people in the club. in total, and we came close enough to being able to compete in all 3 divisions again. On top of that, SMOG with SMOG Rising, 1 club with 2 squads this season, and it'll be very interesting to see how both these outfits do and represent UK and indeed EUCR West Division when they go over to Europe.
For free on ulti.TV's YouTube channel, where you can watch all of the games this weekend for free live for the next game and on demand at your leisure, as well as the whole archive of footage for what has been a bumper season so far. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching the mixed final here at UKU Nationals EUCR West. Your final score is SMOG 14, Reading 11. For Lorcan Murray and the rest of our ulti.TV crew, I am Benji Rees saying we will see you on the other side.
ulti.TV